Okay, so yeah, I was thinking about this, and I thought, I think these are good points for why I think I can argue that birth is worse than murder. Actually, like, not saying murderers are less worse than people than breeders. I mean, they are, but it's not about the intention. It's about the action itself, right? What the action cost? Is the action is the act of giving birth or ending someone's life, or which one's worse? And I would say it's giving birth. I would argue that it's insane. It's the the most cruel thing one can do is subject someone to this high risk game, dangerous, you know, uncertain, and inevitably death. It's so fucked up. So yeah, but before that, I was like, I uploaded this video, why antinatalists should be pro-mortalist, and there was this, I don't know, Karthik Karthik guy who Karthik, I'm sorry how I'm pronouncing it, I don't know. He commented on the video, and he basically said, there's a difference between not bringing someone into existence and killing someone who already exists. Yeah, I agree with that, and I did not use the word killing, but it's okay, I can understand. So I already agree with that. Yeah, there's a difference between, there's an obvious difference between creating someone and killing someone. But my argument isn't like, you just go out and kill someone. I mean, those there's a different nuances to that, but the basic argument. The video was about why antinatalists should be pro-mortalist, and so yeah, I agree with this, but it depends, right? What do you mean by killing, in a sense? Right? The What I was saying in the video is that if you go to sleep and you don't wake up, how is that not the best thing that happened to you? How is that not the best thing? Like, you can say, oh no, I wake up and tomorrow I win $1 million. But your happy moments are not gonna last, right? You're just gonna keep chasing, right? So you can recognize that, hey, this is a stupid chase, and I get $1 million right now. Next week I'm gonna, all right, I need another million. Next week I'm like, another million. It just doesn't stop. So there's nothing better than being dead, which is being non-existent, which is better never to have been, which is a long period of going to sleep. You go to sleep for, I don't know, longer, and your brain switches off, and boom, best. What's better than that? So yeah, and we have to, like, kill people when they're going to impose. If there's no other option and they're going to impose suffering, then yes, we'll have to kill them, and that's just how it is. We'll have to, somehow stop them. And I would say we shouldn't waste, resources on, trying to fix. Just kill that fucker who's trying to cause a mess, trying to cause suffering. So it doesn't matter. Like, if there's a difference between bringing someone into existence or killing yeah. So what? There's a difference. It doesn't matter. That doesn't make pro-mortalism invalid. It doesn't. So so what? I can give you arguments that, oh, Hitler should have been killed, or this and that. So that one's just. And then he said something about the survival instincts, which makes it difficult for self-harm. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, that you have to recognize it, that, I'm afraid of the dying part. It's like, the dying process is fucked, and I don't want to cut my hand, or jump, or that's the fear. I feel fear, right? But if I know that I'll take a pill and I'll go to sleep and I don't wake up, I'm not gonna be too afraid of that. And basically, it's just recognizing that once the brain shuts off, it's it's over. This is everything that we value is because we are brains who are capable of experiencing things, and we want to you know avoid the bad, and that's pretty much it, right? So we have a notion in our head that, hey, being, oh my god, I'm gonna die, I'll be dead, I won't be around on earth anymore, I won't be able to do this and that. That's, you have to recognize the fact that you're only saying this because your brain is alive and conscious right now. So it's a biased. Once you're dead, once you're non-existent, you won't give a shit about, oh, she's so hot, or oh, she's got some really nice body, I wanna you know be with her, and blah blah blah. It's all just bullshit because you're alive. That's recognized. So yeah, you don't want to self harm, but you still have to recognize that, hey, I'm going to be harmed anyways by not self, but the forces around me. Not the forces, you understand, right? The all the diseases, assholes, human beings, all of this crap. So you'll have to decide when you have to, oh fuck, I'm going to have to die, right? You have to decide that. You have to accept that. You can't just keep on putting like every other fuck, you know, just neglecting that thought. Oh no, 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 I'm immortal. That shit ain't going to work. So yeah, I understand you have these survival instincts, but again, that still doesn't make the you don't want to cause self harm. It's again, it doesn't make pro-mortalism invalid. Why? You still have to recognize that yes, it's best for me. The sooner I get out of this addiction game, this chase game, this oh, I'm going to accomplish something, and then, oh, wait a minute, what do I do now? This stupid game, where you just never get complete. You just never get complete. You're like, you at the end you'll have to get out anyways. So it's like, fucking hell, I should get out of. It's best for me, and you also recognize the context now, right? The more you live, the more, even when you can't help it, you're like, your existence is causing suffering. You're breathing the oxygen. That's you know the death of the biosphere. So you can't counter argue this. You'll have to accept that, hey, it's best that we should discontinue our lives. But first we have to, like, we have, again, I made this point in the video as well, that we have to fix the some, you're not good, I'm not being inconsistent if I say some humans need to exist until we fix the animal problem. We have to euthanize the animals first, because the philosophy applies to them as well. The best thing that can happen to a living being is an instant death. It's, you just can't that a human brain is not different than in the sense that how it feels, and it's going to die, and fear, anxiety, and pain and suffering. It's the same as the animal. So the philosophy, the argument applies to brains. And so, and in the end he was like, but I'm all for the right to die, which is good, yeah, but I don't call myself a pro-mortalist. I don't, and it's like, I don't know how you define it. Well, I already did define it, so I don't know. I can do it again. Like, simple, very simple. Death can't be a bad thing for the being who's now dead. There's no counter argument to that. That's one premise. That's the definition. Death can't be a bad thing. It just can't be a bad thing because you were dead before, 100 years ago, before you were born. You were dead essentially. So, it's like there's just no need for this. No need for, making the what do you call? Oh, there's somehow I'll be in some deprived state when I'm in non-existence. When you are an antinatalist, you can recognize that. Oh, wait a minute. Before I was born, I didn't need all this crap. You know, I didn't need it. I wasn't being deprived of anything. I wasn't like, oh, please give me birth. Same as for your future being. Same as for your future potential. Your old version of yourself. It doesn't need to exist. You just have a delusion in your head. So yeah, that can't be a bad thing. And life is risky, and it's dangerous, and it causes suffering, and you'll cause it and you'll experience it. So it's not just in the best interest for you to cease to exist, but also for the suffering that your continuation of existence is going to cause. So that's how. If you disagree with that, then you have to give me a counter argument that why isn't ceasing to exist the best outcome? Why? Once you know death can't be a harm. I mean, yeah, death is a harm. Like when you die, your loved ones are gonna be sad and this and that. But I can still make the logical argument that hey, the sadness that they will experience is, you know, the suffering that their sadness is. If you put it on the scale, and the suffering that your life will cause by every day, especially if you're a meat eater or something, you just can't make an argument for it. I'm sorry, you have to accept that hey, it's best that I kill myself. It's best sooner. The sooner I get out of here, it's best for me, and the best for. But like when now that we're stuck in this, and we know that these are multiplayers, there are a lot of other players, the animals, all of that. So then you can make an argument and be a pro-mortalist and say that no, it's best that I exist right now too, because I have to fix the problem of the animals. I have to euthanize the animals, for example. So yeah, that you're a pro-mortalist even if you're existing. Sorry, so you're not being inconsistent. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I would say. Just it's very simple to me, and I think it's you have to be consistent with this one. You can't either you're gonna go for pro-life or you're going to go for pro-mortalism. There's just no in between. There's just you just have to accept that if you're going to accept it's better never to have been, you're going to have to accept that it's better to no longer be, because life is the harm. And this is the this is the reply that I gave to him was that yeah, this life is the problem, life is the harm. Pro-mortalism argues that death is the escape from life, so we should be seeking towards it, moving towards it, and accelerating it for all the other animals. And that's pretty much it. It's fairly simple, and it's the same, like it prevents suffering. Antinatalism prevents suffering. Pro-mortalism prevents suffering. It's not like there's some we want to kill everyone. No. If life was, I mean, you can't even make it like right that if life wasn't a harm, which is it's just not possible to make life without creating harm. There's always going to be harm. Then you might say, oh, okay, it's not valid, but it's just the reality itself. If you look at it objectively and put your personal biases out and delusions of purpose and accomplishment and achievements that I'll do this or do that, you're going to come to the realization that hey, it's best that we all just die as fast as we can, because it's all just absurd, pointless bullshit. It doesn't go anywhere, and we're gonna die anyway. So why the fuck should we prolong it? Why are we deluded enough to prolong an addiction? Why? Why should we prolong our addiction when we have figured out that hey, it's just an addiction? This chasing the cheese in this game of life is just an addiction. And it's going to end anyways, you're going to die anyways. So, yeah, that's enough of that. So, yeah, so, and again, this whole killing thing, I would say that's a different, if you're gonna, people are so against kill. This world is so fucked up, they're against killing, and which is okay, reasonable, it causes harm to the civilization and blah blah blah, and there are better ways to end someone's existence, whatever, or solve a problem. But they'll celebrate birth, right? It's so fucked up. I feel so fucking whenever somebody's pregnant, or they, no, I'm good. In my family, they're like, oh, I had a baby, my sisters, and I'm like, fucking. Oh fuck, I'll have to pretend now, or and it's just too, and they're against killing as well, and they pay for animals to be, it's so fucked up, they pay for animals to be killed and tortured, and they eat them and they enjoy, and they're like, no, be good humans being, don't kill people and this and that, and ending someone's life is good, and then it's like, it's so fucked up. Like, this is one of the things I wrote. Opening, like, why is birth worse than murder? Because by giving birth, you're opening all the doors to the risk, suffering, pain, harm, torture, uncertainty. You're opening all the risks. And you're opening it for someone else, not yourself. Reproduction is not something you do on yourself. You're imposing it on someone else. And that's fucked up. You're imposing these risks on someone else. So, and if I kill someone, if somebody is dead, it closes the doors to all the future risks and harms and suffering and uncertainties. So, I think you people have got it all backwards. Once you end someone's existence, you end their suffering and the suffering they'll cause in the future. That's a fact, right? You're gonna say, oh, maybe there would have been a cancer we lost, or cancer cure or something. What's the statistic of that? And second of all, why do we need it? We only need the cancer cure because if we're going to be alive, if we want to be alive, and pro-mortalism, like, no, we shouldn't be wanting to be alive. We should go for, or even like antinatalism or ephilism. It's pro non-existence. We should be like, yeah, just get the fuck out of it. It's all bullshit. So, yeah, when you give birth, and it's like you're against murder, and you can't even get this simple logic right that, hey, birth is murder. Actually, I basically killed my son or my daughter. That's the certain thing here. That's the only thing that's certain here, that this being who's now alive is going to have to die. So fuck you. What the fuck are you saying? You're saying that, oh, murder is bad but birth is good? Well, when the fucking hell, your birth, you killed your children. if someone's child die of homicide, I don't know, somebody kills your child or something, you have to recognize that, hey, it's your fault, you're part of the fault mechanism now, because you didn't think about it, and you took the risk for someone else, and now they were murdered, which you're all afraid of, murdered, dead, because you had them in this world in the first place. And if they weren't going to get murdered, they were going to die of something else anyway. So you basically, you the breeders are the insidious, you know the evil ones, not the ones who are killing someone. And again, I'm saying it just, not judging the intentions, I'm just judging the action. So yeah, what else do I write? Inevitable, yeah, okay. Yeah, and yeah, another point that I was, it's like, once you will always be forced, right? Once you are, birth is a violation of your consent, right? That's just because you can't. And this is so stupid. People say this to me. How are your parents going to ask you for your consent to be brought in the world? I'm like, what? Just because they can't ask me doesn't mean that they can violate it. What do you? It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Oh, I'm in the room and there's a cute girl and I'm drunk and she's drunk too, and she's unconscious now. She's knocked out. She doesn't feel anything. I'm trying to tell her she's not waking up, but she's breathing. Maybe I can, you know. I can't ask for. I'm horny now. I can't ask for her consent. I just, I just rape her. What? Hey, how was I supposed to ask for your consent? You were unconscious. You weren't alive. You couldn't give me consent. Fuck you. So it's like, just because you can't ask consent doesn't mean you can violate it. And like, this is the thing, once you're brought into existence, you're forced, basically. Somebody forced you into existence. And it's when you're, but now once you're here, you can choose how you die, how you be murdered, whatever. So there's a choice. So in this simplest sense, that existence, why birth is wrong, worse than murder, because birth opens existence, and existence is full of suffering, harm, and risk, and danger, and uncertainties. And death just ends it all, right? It ends it all. It is you, if you know like, you are here and you recognize that, hey, existence is going to cause more problems, right? It's going to cause more problems. And when I was not alive, when I was asleep, when I was 100 years ago, before I was born, I didn't have any problem. And same is for every other brain. And so if I kill someone instantly, like if somebody's having fun and blah 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 blah, alone, they have no one, like they have no friends, nothing, right? No family, no friends, nothing. Wait, just let me hit this first. Then I'll continue with the thought experiment. Ah, fucking hell. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so if I if somebody's alone, right, and they have no one, nobody is going to be harmed or anyone. Nobody knows, like, no friends, nothing. This is one of the things that I'll get to that as well, but let me finish this first. And they're in their room just playing a video game, enjoying, you know. That's all they know. They eat and they play video games, eat video games, eat video games, and they're playing the video game, they're enjoying right now, and 1 second they're enjoying, the next second I take a I mean, yeah, this is gonna sound violent, but yeah, this is a thought experiment. I take an AK-47, I just shoot him in the air and he's dead in a millisecond. What's the harm that I did? What was the harm? Who got harmed? He has no friends. He has no one to take care of. Nobody gives a shit. All he does is consumes and shits. If I kill that in person instantly, what was the harm that I did? So, but if I'm gonna say to you that, hey, I'm having this kid and that kid is going to be born and he's I'll die, when he's 10 years old, but he'll be happy anyways, and he'll be, playing his video games and this and that, and he'll die in the end anyways. You'll be like, hey, why are you doing this? Why are you imposing this? Even this happy life that you're saying, why are you imposing this when you know that the kid is going to die anyways? Which you're against apparently. Which you're like, no, we should put laws against it, and you're human beings, fucking it's just too stupid, and this is just too logical, right? Just efficiently get rid of the you know the the people who are causing harm, right? Just kill that person who's causing harm, instantly. What's the like? What do you need? Why do you need to prolong their existence? You can't even make an argument to prolong your own existence, a good argument, because of the price being paid for your existence. And you're gonna say, no, murder is a bad thing, which I would say, yes, we shouldn't be, we should be intelligent enough and not, be barbaric, and you know be more rational and reasonable and find better ways to solve our problems. I agree with that, but uh, if you're gonna be so fucking inconsistent that you're gonna say, oh, birth is going to be celebrated, which is the number one cause of death, that you're essentially saying that, hey, if somebody imposes death, that's wrong, but giving birth is celebrated, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And I don't even have to give you the all the other arguments that birth is existence is fucked. Like, you're forced. Like, I'm being forced by this, you know, this mechanism, this biology to continue to exist, to eat, to, you know, get comfort, and it's bullshit. And I'm all constantly like, this is just my personal thing, right? People have got it fucking worse as they've got disabilities. It's fucked up, right? So, and I don't even know what's going to happen to me in the future. It's so like we have so little control over it, and you're gonna put another player in this game, and you're gonna celebrate it. That, hey, oh, look, I have a baby. Oh, it's so cute. You. And when I'm gonna get a player out of this game, who's going to get out anyways, as much as he doesn't want to, He's not immune to death. You're not immune to death. I'm not immune to death. That is something, that is a bigger crime than putting someone here. What the fuck? Too stupid. Too fucking stupid. So yeah, that's it. Like, you know, consistency, people, consistency. Why isn't that important to? I don't get it. Like, even the people who are, you know, sort of smart. I don't know. It's so like they're smart in one thing and then they're completely dumb in something else. It's so stupid. And I can see that about, you know, my own life as well. And so also stupid. Even they're like, oh no, no, don't be violent or so stupid. Well, how do we solve this problem is the question, right? We have a fundamental, you know, you want to call it different, you know, you can call it different perception of reality, right? Where you're basically saying that you're an inconsistent retard, saying that, oh, don't, murder is bad, but birth is celebrated. Yes, birth should be celebrated. It's like, what? It's a life, a human life, right? So, and then there are also these, you know, stupid animal lovers, whatever that is. But like when they see, oh, so many, you know, animals having so many kids, oh, they're so nice and that's so good. It's so cute. They're so cute. You're doing the same thing. It's stupid. And it's just a it's it's just in your head. It doesn't need to exist in reality. Reality isn't, you know, how you want it to be. It's what the evidence points towards. It's what is observable. It's what's testified. It's what works. That's reality. It's what gets the right answers. So the reality is that giving life is giving death. That's the evidence, right? If you won't agree with this, that's just we can't get anywhere. Once you give life to someone, this only certain thing that you've done is that you can be certain about is you've given someone death. And according to your laws, killing someone, ending someone's life is a crime. Which is why? Because they're dead now. Essentially, right? You killed a life. So why are you for birth when you know birth is always going to give death? That's a fact. So that's your inconsistency, and I'm saying, fuck. You people are too stupid, and you weren't able to recognize this, and because of that I have to come here and be alive and do this shit, you know get through the day with my addictions and all this other crap, and oh fuck, I have to go to work tomorrow. Fucking hell, it's so fucked up. And then all the people and the pretentious bullshit and the fakery, and they're so transparent, and it's like you're like, fuck, idiots. Even the young people, they're so fucking idiots. And it's like, what the fuck am I doing here? I should just get out of this shithole as soon as I can. It's so fucking stupid. But yeah, that's just what it is. You're stuck in this mess. Like, fuck. These people aren't even trying to recognize that it's a mess. They're just so involved in their personal chases, their personal bullshit that, oh, I'll be a this or I'll be a that. Not recognizing that, hey, it's just a bullshit in my stupid head to have this, this sort of a personal agenda to be someone. Like, what is, like, you're just a robot at the end of the day. You're just programmed by your surroundings. And they just keep on, the program keeps on running, and one fact now you do know through your intelligence is that the program is going to stop one day. And that's it. It's just like that, the computer turned off. The difference is you felt the whole thing. The difference between you and a computer is you felt the whole thing. But the programming aspect is you it's like waking up, like, sure, okay, I'm on top of this, like, looking at Earth from above, and I'm seeing, oh, look at all these pests, it's all, what's going on here? It's just eating and shitting, and that's it, right? Eat shit, fuck, eat shit, fuck. What else is there to do? What's going on? And it's riding my bike through the, in the sun. It feels good occasionally. But the consistent ones are eat shit, fuck, and work. So, for most people, like, work. It's just, and it's like, even if you become rational, like, fuck, holy shit, I have to do this work in, in this shitty crud of, where, alright, I have work, and I'm saying, oh, it's all so stupid, and at the same time I'm saying, hey, I'm grateful that I have work, and because there are tons of people who are going to do my work for cheaper, and it's so, you're like, fuck, this is what I'm against. And it's not like what I'm against, it's like, this is how desperate these people are to just, live. I want to live. It's because of this whole pro-life society and our biological programming in a sense as well, because you know, like I, he made a valid point in the sense that he self harm is like, you know, you always feel, oh, like ending my existence is a self harm, some kind of thing, that, you know, oh fuck, I'm going to die now, you know. Just knowing that now, and you know, then that makes you feel, you know, sad and shit. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Like it depends on the circumstance. If you're, you know, in a lot of pain, then obviously you're gonna say, oh, "Fuck this! I'm gonna get out of here." And yeah, I've experienced that. You know, when I've gotten sick from things, and I'm like, "Fuck! I can't take another day of this shit." So, and then I'm like, "Fuck! I want to get out of this shit. What the fuck?" Once I'm gonna get well, I'm gonna feel better. But then you're like back to the same old bullshit. Work, study, go to uni, fucking shit. For what, to just like going to die again? It's so stupid. Like, how how about I just sleep a little longer and just forget about all this nonsense? Fuck this. So yeah, that's what you're imposing with death, and that's what I'm saying. Why the fuck did you do that to me? Who gave you the right to think that I or anyone else would, you know, who gave you the right to presume that we'll be saying, yeah, okay, you did something good, yes, we feel all, we all feel the same like you, yes, it's all good, everything is working out, yes, we're also stupid like you, we'll make believe stuff. No, that's not part of the fucking deal. So birth is much, much, much worse than murder, and it should be stressed, and it shouldn't be celebrated. However, you look at murder, whether you look at it as a good thing or a bad thing, you have to recognize and be consistent that, hey, birth is, it, it doesn't need to exist in the first place. The murder thingy doesn't need to exist, and number one cause of it is basically birth. You murdered someone by bringing them into existence.